Secondary is the balance of trade, which is not in our favor. Now we try to get over this by international borrowings. Now that is also going out. So now we have to look at economic growth. We are on our own. I think this is the only way Sri Lanka is going to have growth. So firstly, we have to have a very competitive economy and we have to reach out. This is why we are having trade agreements. We've even applied to join RCEP. We are having trade agreements we are negotiating with India, China. We've finished with Singapore. We are about to conclude with Thailand. We'll have to go back to EU to deepen our trade relations. So these are some of the issues we have. That it means our economy must be more competitive. Secondly, it has to be digitalized. And I'm forming the Digital Transformation Agency to handle it, together with a center for research on AI. So this will have a plan to digitalize the country in a given period once they start functioning. Then we also have to comply now with the requirements of the net zero plan and the green economy. So we have to be a green economy. Then finally, we have to go for growth and we have to start working on it now. We are already studying it. First, look at the low-hanging fruit. Let's go there. There are other areas like we can get foreign investment, different areas. Somehow it takes 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I've seen how it worked when we were there in 1977. So first go for the low-hanging fruit, one of which is basically tourism. Tourism this year will get half of what we got in 2018, but next year we'll get the full amount, and thereafter we can start increasing the rates, but to do so we need a good product, and that's been discussed now with the industry. Secondly is agriculture. We have not exploited the agricultural potential. We have written it off, but with our land available, we should go in for modern agriculture, use modern technology and highly competitive agriculture, which will enable us to go in for exports. With this reason, we will improve the productivity in paddy, enabling us to release some of the lands in the wet zone. And secondly, look at about another 400,000 acres which can be brought out in cultivation, including system A and B of Mahavalley, which could not be done due to the war. So this is some of the areas of agriculture. But there will be people who can do half acre of agriculture with the new technology. That also should be encouraged. Then we are looking at renewable energy because Sri Lanka's potential for renewable energy has not been assessed yet. We are satisfied that we have enough for the net zero scenario, but if you look at it, we will have about 40 gigawatts of wind and about 200 gigawatts of solar without counting rooftops. If you count that, it can be 300 to 400. So bulk of it can be used certainly for export purposes, including selling to India. This means that there are people from abroad who are willing to invest in large projects, and that large projects means billions of dollars coming into Sri Lanka as investment. Then we must also go into the whole field of IT and everything that's built on it. For that we have to establish more training institutes, which can be done by the private sector. We can always fund the students who go there. Another issue is going to be artificial intelligence. So we put aside about 1.5 billion rupees to start our research and development on artificial intelligence. So there are many other areas like Sri Lanka becoming a regional logistic hub, the new industries that will come in, there have been new technologies coming in, but these are the 4 areas. Finally, we have to go for growth. It's only growth that will get us out of the economic crisis we are in. Otherwise, in another 10 years, the latest, we'll be back here again. Next time, there won't be the help we got this time, and we'll be in an eternal mess. So it's a challenge for Sri Lanka. And in this, the Inland Revenue Department and the other revenue departments have a big role to play. Because as we grow, we have to ensure that all that is due to the government comes to the government, and the rest is done. So it's a complex situation, I know, but nevertheless, it's a challenge we can take and a challenge we can win. So I thought of informing all of you so that we will know the path we have to travel in the next 5-6 years.